Have you ever stood in front of a closet full of clothes and felt like you had absolutely nothing to wear? Not because the closet was empty, not because the options were bad, but because somehow none of it felt like you anymore. That was me at 68. I remember the exact morning. It was sunny, quiet, and I had plans to meet friends for lunch. I opened my wardrobe, expecting to grab something easy, and froze. Everything hanging there felt like it belonged to a different person. Some pieces whispered of my younger, busier self. Others were safe choices I'd clung to for years, hoping they'd make me blend in, but none of them reflected the woman I had become, and that's when it hit me. I was having a style identity crisis. It's not something we talk about much, is it? We expect style to be a constant, like once you find it in your 30s or 40s, it will carry you through for the rest of your life. But life changes us. Our bodies shift, our hair changes, our skin tone evolves. We move into new seasons, sometimes by choice, sometimes not. And one day you might wake up realizing the way you present yourself on the outside no longer matches the person you feel on the inside. I know many women over 60 feel this too. Maybe your style once revolved around work, and now you're retired. Maybe you've been through changes, loss, health challenges, or even a burst of new freedom, and suddenly your old clothes feel like a stranger's wardrobe. The good news, a style identity crisis isn't the end. It's a beginning. It's an invitation to rediscover who you are now, to create a look that's authentic, elegant, and deeply flattering to the woman you've become. And that's what this video is about. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to share how I rebuilt my style from the ground up, step by step, so that it reflects my true self today. We'll talk about refreshing your wardrobe, finding flattering cuts, embracing colors that light up your face, choosing accessories that tell your story, and cultivating that quiet confidence that makes people turn their heads when you walk in. Because this isn't about chasing trends, it's about honoring yourself. So if you've been wondering how to look and feel like the best version of yourself after 60 without losing your authenticity, you're in the right place. And the first step to that transformation begins in your own closet. The first place I had to confront my style identity crisis was the closet. Not the dream Pinterest version, the real one, the one with dresses I hadn't worn in a decade, jackets that made me feel frumpy, and just in case outfits that never saw the light of day. I realized I'd been holding on to clothes for reasons that had nothing to do with style. Some were tied to memories, my daughter's wedding, my last big work presentation. Others were someday pieces, waiting for a version of me that didn't exist anymore. And then there were the safety nets, neutral cardigans and loose black pants I wore to disappear into the background. So I gave myself 3 questions for every piece. Does it fit my body today? Not 5 years ago, not 10. Does the fabric make me feel good when I touch it? Do I feel like myself when I wear it? If the answer was no to any of them, it went in the donate pile. The result? My closet looked half empty, but for the first time it felt full of possibility. Every remaining piece worked for my current body, my current life, and my current sense of self. This process wasn't just about clothing, it was about letting go of the old versions of me I no longer needed to carry. Sometimes you can't find your style until you make space for it to show up. And that's where the transformation truly begins, when your closet becomes a reflection of who you are now, not who you used to be. Because once you've cleared the space, the next question is, how do you frame the face you show the world? After clearing my closet, I thought my work was done, but every time I tried on an outfit, something still felt off. That's when I realized it wasn't the clothes holding me back. It was the frame around my face. Hair is the first statement you make before you even open your mouth. At 68, my hair had changed. Texture, volume, even color. What used to work in my 40s no longer felt flattering. My once thick waves had softened, silver strands had taken over, and my old layered bob just seemed tired. So I took a leap. I booked an appointment with a stylist who specialized in youthful hairstyles for women over 60. We talked about my lifestyle, the colors in my wardrobe, and the energy I wanted to project. She suggested a slightly shorter cut with soft layers around the face to lift my features, and a silver blending technique that made my gray hair look intentional, even chic. When I walked out of that salon, I didn't just look different, I felt different. My posture straightened. I smiled more easily. That's the power of the right hairstyle. It's an instant confidence boost, a subtle anti-aging trick without any needles or surgery. And here's the truth. Your hair doesn't need to be trendy, it needs to be you. Whether it's embracing natural gray, adding soft highlights, or trying a modern cut, your hairstyle should complement your face shape, skin tone, and personal style. I often tell women, if you're not sure where to start with a style transformation, start with your hair. It's the quickest, most visible way to hit refresh on your entire look. Because once you've framed your face beautifully, the next step is to surround it with colors that make your whole presence light up. Once my hair finally reflected the woman I wanted to be, I noticed something else. Some outfits suddenly looked better, while others drained me completely. That's when I learned the magic of wearing the right colors. Over the years, our skin tone changes. Mine had softened, with warmer undertones than before, and the bold jewel tones I once loved now felt too harsh. Meanwhile, certain softer shades like dusty rose, warm ivory, and teal suddenly made my face look brighter and my eyes sparkle. I decided to invest time in a color analysis for mature women. It wasn't about limiting myself, it was about discovering a palette that worked with my natural features instead of against them. The result? Shopping became easier, outfits felt more cohesive, and I stopped wasting money on colors that only sat in my closet. One of the biggest shifts was realizing that neutrals can be powerful when chosen intentionally. A warm beige or soft taupe can be just as elegant as black, but far more flattering on aging skin. I also learned that pops of color, whether in a scarf, a statement necklace, or even lipstick, can lift an entire look without feeling overdone. The beauty of knowing your best colors is that it eliminates second guessing. Every shade you wear sends a message, either that you're vibrant, confident, and glowing, or that you're blending into the background. When you find the right tones, you don't need as much makeup. You look more rested and you feel instantly more polished. And the best part? You start receiving those little compliments like, "Wow, you look so fresh today," even on days you've barely tried. Because once you've mastered your colors, the next piece of the puzzle is choosing shapes that flatter your body and express who you are right now. After discovering my best colors, I realized there was still one major factor shaping my style, literally, my silhouette. Clothes aren't just about fabric and shade, they're about the outline they create around your body. And at 68, my proportions weren't exactly the same as they were in my 40s. I'd been holding on to certain cuts out of habit, straight skirts that now felt stiff, boxy jackets that swallowed me whole, pants with waists that cut in all the wrong places. They didn't flatter me, they hid me. That's when I made a rule for myself. No more wearing shapes that fight against my body. I started experimenting with pieces that skimmed instead of clung. Soft A-line skirts that moved when I walked. High-waisted trousers that elongated my legs. Wrap dresses that gently defined my waist without squeezing. These shapes didn't just look better, they felt better. A flattering silhouette has the power to change how you carry yourself. When a dress falls in just the right way, or a blazer hits exactly at the narrowest part of your torso, your confidence shifts. You stand taller. You feel more put together, even before adding accessories or makeup. The secret is to balance proportions. If you wear something fuller on top, keep the bottom more streamlined, and vice versa. And remember, tailoring is not just for special clothes. Getting a simple pair of trousers hemmed or taking in a blouse slightly can make it look like it was made for you. Your silhouette is your visual signature. It tells the world how you see yourself, strong, elegant, vibrant. And once your clothing works in harmony with your body, it's time to add those little finishing touches that tell your personal story. With the right silhouette in place, my outfits felt complete, but not memorable. That's when I realized the power of accessories. Not as afterthoughts, but as the punctuation marks of my style, accessories are often underestimated, especially as we get older. Many women fear they'll look too much, so they scale back to almost nothing. But the truth is, the right accessory doesn't overwhelm, it elevates. I started with jewelry. A single pair of statement earrings could transform a simple blouse into something sophisticated. A delicate pendant could soften a structured blazer. I discovered that mixing metals, silver with gold, actually made my pieces feel modern and intentional. Scarves became another signature. A silk scarf in one of my best colors instantly brightened my face and pulled an outfit together. I learned to tie them in different ways, loose around the neck for a casual lunch, knotted to one side for a more polished look. Handbags, too, became part of my style language. Instead of rotating through dozens of bags, I invested in a few well-made, structured pieces that worked with multiple outfits. A quality leather tote in camel, a sleek black crossbody, and a smaller evening clutch covered almost every occasion. The beauty of accessories is that they can evolve with you, regardless of changes in your body or wardrobe. They're also the easiest way to experiment with trends without committing to an entire outfit. Each accessory you choose tells a piece of your story, where you've been, what you value, how you want to be remembered. And when chosen intentionally, they create a signature that's instantly recognizable, you at a glance. Because once the details are in place, there's only one final layer that pulls everything together, and it doesn't come from a store. Once my wardrobe, colors, silhouettes, and accessories felt aligned, I realized something unexpected. Style isn't complete without the way you carry yourself. Clothes can't do all the work. Your posture, energy, and presence are what make them come alive. I used to think posture was just about looking proper, but I've learned it's really about communicating confidence without saying a word. When you stand tall, shoulders relaxed, head lifted, you instantly appear more self-assured. It also changes the way clothes drape on your body, making every outfit look more polished. Energy is just as powerful. Even the most elegant outfit loses its magic if you wear it with hesitation. People respond not only to what they see, but to how you make them feel. A warm smile, steady eye contact, and the willingness to take up space in a room can be more impactful than any expensive dress. Presence, though, is the combination of it all. It's the quiet confidence of knowing who you are. It's walking into a room without rushing to blend into the background. It's letting your style reflect your inner vitality, not hiding behind it. I started practicing small habits, pausing before I enter a room, taking a deep breath to ground myself, adjusting my posture as if I'm about to greet an old friend. Over time, these little rituals transformed the way others saw me, and more importantly, how I saw myself. Because style isn't just what you wear, it's how you live inside your clothes. And when your presence matches your outward style, that's when you stop chasing trends and start becoming timeless. Which brings me to the heart of it all, the lesson this entire journey has taught me, and the message I want you to carry long after this video ends. Looking back, my style identity crisis at 68 wasn't a breakdown, it was a breakthrough. I thought I was losing my sense of style, but in reality, I was shedding a version of myself that no longer fit. And in that space, I found something more authentic, more joyful, and far more me. The truth is, style isn't fixed, it evolves with us. The clothes, hair, colors, and accessories that worked in one chapter of life may not serve us in the next. That's not a sign of failure, it's proof of growth. Every wrinkle, every silver strand, every shift in our silhouette is part of our story, and our style can be the most beautiful way to tell it. When you let go of what no longer works, those someday clothes, outdated cuts, colors that dull your glow, you make room for pieces that honor the woman you are now. You stop hiding behind trends or clinging to old rules. Instead, you start dressing from a place of self-knowledge and confidence. And here's the magic. When your outer style aligns with your inner self, everything changes. You walk differently. You speak differently. People notice you, not just your outfit, but you. They see your energy, your warmth, your presence. This journey isn't about perfection, it's about alignment. You don't need a closet full of designer labels to feel elegant. You don't have to chase youth to look radiant. You simply need to choose with intention, whether it's the cut of your dress, the tilt of your hat, or the way you carry yourself. So if you've been feeling lost in your style, know this: you're not starting over, you're starting fresh. The woman you are today deserves to be seen, celebrated, and expressed beautifully. And if this video has given you even one idea to spark your own transformation, then my story has served its purpose. Because the most stylish women aren't the ones who follow every trend. They're the ones who own their story, wear it with pride, and let it shine through every choice they make. Your next chapter is waiting. Dress for it. And if you're ready to keep exploring elegant fashion for women over 60, flattering hairstyles, and timeless ways to feel your best, make sure you subscribe and watch my next video, where we'll dive deeper into building a wardrobe that works for your life right now.